Miles away from the nearest coastline, a massive industrial footprint rises from flat agricultural land. There are no tides here, only the constant mechanical hum of atmospheric control. Inside this windowless steel structure, 4 million pounds of live protein are produced every 12 months. This is an entirely enclosed ecosystem driven by continuous fluid dynamics and absolute thermal regulation. 4 million pounds of tilapia require absolute biological precision to survive. If you want to see how this system operates at scale, leave a like and subscribe. What part of food production interests you most? Now, the main intake pumps are already running. Water is the foundation of the factory. It enters through deep aquifer wells, passing through heavy mechanical filtration screens to strip away natural particulate matter before entering the loop. The facility operates on a recirculating aquaculture system, commonly known as RAS. 99% of the water is constantly cleaned, oxygenated, and returned to the tanks in a perpetual cycle. Life begins in the broodstock room. Isolated from the main production floor, mature male and female tilapia are kept in quiet and dimly lit holding pools to trigger natural spawning behavior. Hatchery technicians carefully monitor these pools. Tilapia are mouth brooders, meaning the females hold fertilized eggs in their mouths for protection until they are ready to hatch. To maximize yield, eggs are gently flushed from the females and transferred to artificial incubation jars. This prevents accidental swallowing and ensures a uniform hatching environment. Inside the McDonald jars, water upwells continuously. The rolling motion mimics the mother's mouth, in keeping the eggs suspended and aerated until the fry break free. Once hatched, the yolk sac fry are delicate. They are moved to shallow nursery troughs where water temperature is locked at 84 degrees Fahrenheit to accelerate early metabolism. Nutrition begins strictly. Automatic feeders drop specialized high-protein micropellets onto the water surface every 30 minutes, establishing aggressive feeding behavior early. As they reach the fingerling stage, the fish are graded by size. Uniformity is critical. Smaller fish are separated so they are not outcompeted for food by larger siblings. Transfer from the nursery to the main grow-out hall involves specialized fish pumps. These water-cushioned vacuum systems move thousands of fingerlings through pipes without physical handling. The main grow-out hall is immense. Circular concrete tanks, each holding 30,000 gallons of water, dominate the floor. The sound of aerators is deafening. Current velocity inside the tanks is carefully calibrated. The water must move fast enough to exercise the fish and sweep waste to the center drain, but slow enough to conserve their energy. Feeding at this scale is fully automated. Silos above the tanks release precisely calculated rations of pelleted feed. The feed conversion ratio is tracked daily to ensure maximum efficiency. As feed hits the surface, the water boils with activity. Thousands of tilapia break the surface simultaneously, competing for nutrition in a highly concentrated frenzy. High biomass density creates massive waste. Gravity pulls uneaten feed and solid waste into a vortex at the bottom of the tank where it is immediately swept into the primary drainage line. This heavily soiled water enters the biofiltration room. Here, massive tanks filled with plastic moving bed media serve as the lungs and kidneys of the entire operation. The plastic media provides surface area for millions of nitrifying bacteria. These microscopic workers convert toxic ammonia from fish waste into relatively harmless nitrates. Before returning to the fish, the water is pumped through ultraviolet sterilizers. High-intensity UV lamps destroy any waterborne pathogens, ensuring a disease-free environment without using antibiotics. Finally, liquid oxygen is injected into the purified flow via oxygen cones. The supersaturated water is forcefully pushed back into the grow-out tanks, completing the RAS loop. Water quality is monitored 24 hours a day. Sensor probes submerged in every tank transmit real-time data on temperature, dissolved oxygen, and pH levels to the central control room. A sudden drop in oxygen can wipe out thousands of pounds of fish within minutes. Backup generators and emergency liquid oxygen tanks stand ready with a response time measured in seconds. Beyond automated sensors, water chemistry is physically verified. Technicians pull daily manual samples, running titrations in the facility's laboratory to cross-check ammonia and nitrite levels. Growth cycles are staggered. While one tank holds juvenile fish, the adjacent tank contains market-ready adults. This ensures a continuous harvest every single week of the year. After 8 months, the tilapia reach their target harvest weight of roughly 2 pounds. But before processing, they must undergo the purging phase. Harvest-ready fish are transferred to dedicated purge tanks filled with exceptionally clean, chilled well water. Feeding is completely halted for 5 to 7 days. This fasting period eliminates geosmin, an organic compound produced by bacteria in the grow-out water. Purging removes the muddy taste often associated with freshwater fish, ensuring a clean flavor profile. Harvest day demands speed. Moving live fish causes immense stress, which can degrade flesh quality. The process from tank to processing floor is designed to be swift and fluid. Crowding gates are slowly dragged across the circular tank. The physical volume of the swimming space is reduced, concentrating thousands of fish into a dense, manageable pocket. Once crowded, the vacuum pump drops into the mass. Fish are pulled up with the water, riding a pressurized fluid elevator directly out of the tank. The pipeline carries them straight to the dewatering tower. Here, water falls away through stainless steel screens, returning to the system while the fish slide onto the processing conveyor. The transition from farm to factory happens in seconds. The fish enter a thermal stunning bath. Ice-cold water instantly lowers their body temperature, rendering them unconscious before processing. This method is considered humane and preserves fillet quality. Stress before harvest releases lactic acid, which can degrade the texture and shelf life of the final product. Inside the processing room, the temperature drops sharply. Stainless steel surfaces, white sanitary walls, and the constant hum of conveyor motors replace the damp warmth of the grow-out hall. Automated bleeding stations ensure a clean white fillet. The fish then pass through high-speed descaling machines where rotating abrasive drums strip the scales away under heavy water spray. The filleting process combines automation with manual precision. Machines perform the primary cuts, removing the head and skeletal frame in a fraction of a second. Trimmers stand alongside the line. Using incredibly sharp knives, they inspect each fillet, removing the bloodline and any remaining pin bones with rapid, repetitive movements. Skinning is completely mechanized. The fillets are laid flat on a specialized conveyor that pulls them over a microscopic oscillating blade, separating the meat from the skin flawlessly. Waste is not discarded. Heads, bones, skin, and viscera are collected and pumped to a separate facility. Here they are rendered into fish meal and fish oil for agricultural use. The pristine fillets continue to the grading station. An optical sorter scans each piece, instantly weighing it and routing it to the appropriate packaging chute based on size. Our fresh fillets are immediately packed in insulated boxes, surrounded by gel packs or flaked ice. The cold chain must not break. Temperature monitors are embedded in the shipments. For the frozen market, fillets enter the individual quick freezing spiral. At 40 degrees below zero, the meat is frozen solid in minutes, locking in cell structure and freshness. Exiting the freezer, the fillets pass through a water mist. This instantly freezes onto the surface, creating a protective ice glaze that prevents freezer burn during long-term storage. Automated scales dump precise quantities of frozen fillets into branded plastic bags. The bags are heat-sealed, passing through metal detectors as a final safety checkpoint. The bags are boxed, stacked onto pallets, and shrink-wrapped. Forklifts move swiftly through the sub-zero holding freezer, staging the product for outbound distribution. Refrigerated trailers back up to the loading docks. The cold seal is maintained as the pallets are loaded directly from the freezer to the insulated truck. Within 48 hours of swimming in the grow-out tank, this fish will arrive at supermarkets and restaurants thousands of miles away. It is an industrial logistics triumph. The trucks are loaded and the tank water is cycling back for the next generation. Under this video, there's a subscribe button. It's a small action, but it helps document how water becomes food at scale. If you found this system worth following, leave a like. And tell us, where are you watching from? Have you ever worked in aquaculture or seafood processing?